Hello, all. We're in early. I'm too excited. I've been talking to myself for the last 2 minutes about Oblivion, preaching the gospel of Oblivion. But, well, you weren't on stream, so it was just me. It was sad times. Me and Azura. Sup, how you doing? It's always good to see you. I've got a couple of things. Yes, it's hype. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. I want it to be good for all of us. If it's not so good, well, we've got Sky Oblivion, so it's like a win-win. It's like screw up at your own peril. Imagine the fans doing better than Bethesda. Wow. So I thought I'd start things off and we would look at some pictures. No. This is going to make you so happy. Akami Project, if you're out there, he tweeted, he left a comment on one of my videos when I was talking about the remake/remaster. If this remake ends up being real, I'll genuinely go out and buy a hat so that I can actually eat it on video. It's all rumors and speculation based on documents leaked in a court case years ago. Okami, my friend, I don't want to call out faithful subscribers. Like, I love you all. But are you a man of your word? I'm going to say you'll get off on a technicality because it's probably a remaster, not a remake. But if you would like to go and buy a hat and eat it, even if it's a jelly hat, I'm down to clown. I think we'd all want to watch that. My volume is a little low. Akami, you're cooked. Let's have a look. This is exactly what I need before we, why I jumped on early as well. Is it sound settings or volumes mixer? I always get these mixed up. And I end up like messing around. Microphone. Here we go. Your volume is fine. Okay. Yeah, don't do this to me because I listen to you guys. I'm a sucker. I literally stopped my Oblivion stream of the main quest yesterday to watch the supposed drop of the remaster trailer, and it was just an AI fake. Speaking of which, can we watch a trailer together? Horsama, what a channel name. He just dropped the original Oblivion trailer, and I thought, let's watch it. And just for a bit of nostalgia, I may talk over it a little bit just so that we can gauge sound volumes, because I do not want to go into the remaster reveal and you can't hear me or I'm too loud over it. There's nothing worse than sound. All right, let's go. Osama presents, and he's just ripped a trailer from Oblivion. I love it.
I was born 87 years ago. For 65 years, I've ruled as Tamriel's emperor.
Oh, I have that amulet. I was looking for it today.
For all these years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams. But a darkness comes. The blood tide rises. I have seen the gates of Oblivion, beyond which no waking eye may see.
Can you believe we're about to see this?
In darkness.
Ready for the switch? Oh, I'm so used to it going over Lake Rumet and panning to the city. Oh yeah, and the janky emperor.
27th of last seed, the year of
Bruma's Arena.
433. These are the closing days of the third era and the final hours of my life.
Let's go, baby. Was that such? There it is. Did he speed up the sound? I can't believe he put his own logo. Horsama, you cheeky bastard. If he does another horse armor thing, I swear to God. They did a...
Find him and close shut the jaws of Oblivion.
Oh, he's actually added... Okay. AI. Oh, it's AI. Imagine if this is what it's going to look like, just some AI trash. Don't do this to me. I actually remember this picture. The fact that the 1V represents the 4 and the rest of the logo pans out is just genius. I know people talk about that a lot lately, but ooh, Madonna. Chef kiss, baby.
Bye.
Oh.
Farewell.
He just added a bacon clip and... Okay. This man is the supreme editor. I love it. So how was the volume for that? Because Mios Dio, we need it to be perfect. Oh, actually, we've got... I don't know if they've changed this recently, but Bethesda, not Horse Armor, has on their site the Oblivion trailer, and I was like, they've actually got the old Oblivion trailer? The cheeky bitches have misnamed it. Check this out. You'll recognize this too. I was wrong. I thought it was a Shivering trailer, but no, they were right. I swear it's a Shivering Isles, like just... The award-winning Oblivion. Remember when they did that voice? Shivering Isles. I knew it! Never wrong. Knights of the Nine. Every DLC. Coming this summer. In one collection. One man tests his fate. Stepping into the jaws of Oblivion. On Steam. God, I love that Imperial Armor. Game of the Year edition. $129.95. Do you know that's how much games cost in Australia? They have like this whack ass import fee, even though it's digital now, because it used to, they used to ship them over. So they thought they'd just tack on some money onto the $60. It should be $100. And then when they stopped shipping digital copies, they still just charged us through the nose. I love being Australian, but as per usual, the government hurts. The most important thing is mod support. Ninil woe, close shut the jaws of Oblivion. Mod support is critical to a Bethesda product. I love Oblivion. I love that Bethesda has allowed this to be like Sky Oblivion to come out. The community to make their own Oblivion is a class act. I've seen Nintendo shut down 2D versions of like Ocarina of Time that fans have made. They just blast it out of existence. Like, Nintendo is so litigious. So Bethesda, some people would call them a grimy pimp for the way that they DLC, and they were the creators of microtransactions and Horse Armor. But I'd say if we're looking at like as a whole, I'd say that there's good and bad that they've done, but they definitely are doing something classy in 2024. So I'm going to give them props where they deserve it, and where I think that it's kind of a cash grab, I'm going to say that too. So I think mod support, no, obviously I've just gone around in a circle, but yes, Sky Oblivion, letting them create this against them, because possibly Sky Oblivion could kick the shit out of this remake or remaster if it's not good, which opens them up to so much ridicule. Oh, the kidney shots to Todd alone. Emil would crawl out of the office and just hide in a hole for 2 weeks. I would too. If actually no, they've given it to another studio, haven't they? So I'll probably just never work with them again, but disavow it. But yeah, I give them props. But as we know, Oblivion, every single unofficial wiki page, because I only use the unofficial wiki one, the fandom one isn't good. I highly recommend it. It's where I get all my information. It's very thorough, concise. It shows you bugs at the bottom of every page, and sometimes the paragraphs are long. And then the unofficial patch in conjunction, and I'm not talking mods like community mods, like adding cool free horse armor or nudity or whatever fan mods do, but in conjunction with the unofficial wiki, we've got the unofficial patch, which then cleans up so much. Like you'll see bug, unofficial patch. Let's look. Unofficial wiki. Here we go. Gwendolyn. You really had to give me... Okay, Adamus Philida does a lot. Notes. Here. Adamus Philida. Let's zoom in. In the Imperial City, Adamus was supposed to greet by saying, "I'm Adamus Philida, prison administrator and commander of the Imperial Legion forces. Here in the Imperial City, have we met? You look familiar." But as he's a guard, all the standard guard greetings takes precedence and it's never used. I don't blame Bethesda for this because of the fact that symbiotic relationship that is happening. I like how your mind went to NSFW mods there, Dash. I don't actually use them. I'm not going to kink shame. I only used one mod that made the Countess of Leyawen have a more tarty dress, but that was to fit her character because I felt like she was a young tart that was trying to flex on the locals in Leyawen. And she was a bit of a trophy bride for Marius Caro? Yeah, Alicia Caro, there we go. So that's the only one, but people hammered me for that. They're like, well, Kinky Dash comes out to show his kink and it's time to shame. Which I would too. I don't blame you, you know. Take a shot at me. The stream is buffering a lot. That is so unfortunate, especially because we're so deep. I don't have time, I don't think, to really... So the audio's out as well. Let me just triple check what's going on. If there's one thing I hate, is bloody, it embarrasses me, is stream, you know, when it messes up the technical difficulties. And like, you guys have taken time out of your day to choose my stream. You could be watching Horse Armor. He's streaming at the same time. But instead you chose me. And I really want it to make it the best time ever and for us to have a hunky-dory... Sorry, I can't think and talk at the same time. I'm literally looking through all the settings, trying to figure out what the hell is going wrong. Because yesterday, mid-stream, we had a bit of a hiccup and I fixed it. It's working good here. Lower res will fix it, so just go 1080 720p. That may be the key. Isn't it so weird that just in 2025 we're having this conversation? So I've got the bitrate at 28,000 kilobits a second, which is standard. Let's just... I actually Googled it and sniffed around, and everybody has a different... I'm sorry if you can hear my stomach grumbling. Everybody has a different opinion on how to fix streams. Everybody's like some type of tech wizard. And I'm like, are you? Are you really? Or you're just talking crap? Everything's fine. Beautiful. Okay, let's look at some upscaled some lovely upscaled images. So here we have the picture of the mermaid from Anvil across from Heinrich Oakenhull's house, overshadowed by the Chapel of Dibella. It looks gorgeous. It looks like a little bit of a puddle. I believe the Elder Scrolls online did a lot more lore for that random mermaid. Like they wrote like a novel about her, and I'm like, okay. Pretty sure in Oblivion they just chucked her in. Maybe not. The Chapel of Dibella is pretty funny because it was the first one that Umariel hit in Knights of the Nine, which when you think about it is hilarious that Dibella is the free love Daedra, and everybody in Oblivion in like Anvil is cheating on each other. Like the people across the road from that Heinrich Oakenhull and his Bosma wife, she goes over to, you see behind that tree, like, I don't know if I can zoom in on this. That tree over, that does horrible things. Anyway, the blacksmith is also a Bosma. She hooks up with him every day down at the smithy, like in the stables. You can catch them together. Wild. See, I only remember things that are important. Next things I should talk about. Oh! Look at this. Imperial City looks like it should be dusk, not dawn, because we're looking over the northeast, right? It'll be west, the sun's setting. But up top of that mountain, that little tippy top, that looks like Battle Crag Spire, is it called? Very important lore. I don't remember anything. Like, you can ask me, like, which characters' names and the history. I will go to Fudge Muppet. I'll go to the unofficial wiki, but, like, Fudge Muppet, they're, like, Daedric scholars. They'll talk about, like, the Nerevarine was first, incarnate from blah, 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 or Talos, I should say, and Shezarine or whatever, and all that cool stuff where I'm, like, listening and I'm like, okay. I literally go to the gym sometimes and I just put on the headphones and just like listen to them. I'm like, man, this is like a university lecture about Daedra and about history. Me, I'm about character interaction and emotion, how things make me feel. So if I find two NPCs acting scaly, I just want to talk about it. I'm so giddy that somebody took the time to write that, to program that lovingly. Frostcrag Spire, the Wizard's Tower. Thank you so... What did I say? Battle Crag? Because I'm thinking of Battle Spire. Out of control. Legion Grey, thank you so much. Obviously recognized. Old mate, we've been chatting for a bit. The Brush with Death was always a favorite of mine. Glad to see you excited. Love you, bro. Much love to you too, dude. I have a confession. I played A Brush with Death and I had a weather mod on and it changed the sky. So it's still on the channel. I think I unlisted it, but I hope I did. But the sky wasn't that cool. What type of painting is that? Starry Night, Van Gogh, I think. Nobody does it like you, Dash. Oh, thanks, Josh. You are such a supporter. I thought somebody said nobody likes you, Dash, and I'm like, standard comment, but no, you are a king among men. Every time I see Ganondorf's evil, sinister glare, I know you're leaving me a lovely comment. All right, we have 22 minutes, so I'm just going to chat. I'm going to try and look at comments more because we've got time to chat. I was very excited by this picture, mainly because of the flora. Up top, you see it behind the Spriggan. It's so varied. The grass is even differing lengths, which they couldn't do with the size. The trees, Oblivion used a lot of the same trees. Cleverly, mind you, but still generic. Like you even see the moss hanging from the old Ayleid ruin. It's very pretty. Also, I like the Uriel statue. It looks good. And down below, everybody's worried if Oblivion is, or Cyrodiil is that brown, but I think it's affected by the weather. It's like the lighting effect. Hopefully we can use FW space 38EEE, which is the code. It's sad. I use it habitually, the code to reset the lighting to the base. Beautiful non-overcast, like sunny weather code. I think it's called sunny weather code. in game to get rid of the shit weather. Out on the hills here, we see the Ayleid ruins too in the bottom screen, which is cool too. There's a fort and this Ayleid ruin, like closest is Vilverin, obviously, but that's so cool. I also like the crab traps that are set on the jetty that's out the front of the prison. You all think they're going to add any previously cut content? I hope so. Some cut content is so good. I can think of a couple of things. Jiril and Doran. I'm like losing saliva. I'm drinking honey and lemon right now. Jiril and Doran is a Breton. I think he's a Breton Imperial living in Coral, and he believes that his ancestors are not trolls, ogres. And he goes off. He tasks you to help him kind of, figure out his lineage, and he leaves them jewels north of the city. Anyway, long story short, they catch him. It doesn't go well for Geraldine or his wife because he's an idiot. He's an imbecile. Phenomenal. And the fact that he is like somebody in his family did love an ogre. Also, like small things like Raven Cameron was meant to be loitering around the waterfront district before the Path of Dawn quest. So that would have been cool because he was on the ledger, on the tax ledger. I really like stuff like that. I'm trying to think of more things that were cut. There was Estelle Renoir's lines were cut. She's the book owner in Coral, and she would try and romance you. That's shown in the making of Oblivion. There's also Such, the city of Such, obviously. Kavach Rebuilt, I believe, was fully done. You could become the Count of Kavach, which is wild. Imagine people not being like, the hero of Kavach. They're like, the Count, my lord. Just put your hand out, kiss the ring. Yeah, wishful thinking, I want Kavach to be rebuilt. Yes. How cool would that be? That city kind of overlooks Anvil, and the city of Such as well. I like the Gold Coast area. I really like it a lot. It's probably my favorite area. I don't know what your favorite city is. Let me know and why. I love Anvil because of the docks, the water, because it's not a swampy morass like Leyawind. Like Leyawind's a bit of I should say Braville. Ooh. And I think because of the docks, it's more open. I hope they have open cities too. Technologically, they were limited in the original. They couldn't open the cities up. Anvil was the closest that we got, and the waterfront district. But they made them probably the favorites for a lot of people. My house that I bought was pathologically in the waterfront district because of the accessibility, and because I'll never afford a waterfront house in real life. So I knew what I needed. Who's ducking prior arrangements for this? Priorities, Mazi Zuda. Ooh, it's got a ring to it. That Ayleid well. Oh no. Number one, the Ayleid well in Vilverin is going off its tits at night. And look at it, like, I feel like Superintendent Chalmers from The Simpsons, Aurora Borealis, at this time of year. Like, I can't believe they've done the Skyrim lighting of the sky. It's going to make nighttime so crazy. Captain Cage, filthy Enwa. Thank you. I should say the Ashland Enwa. I voiced a couple of dark elves in Skywind, and I was literally they're like, get angry, and I'm like, Enwa, Enwa, Enwa. Like I just was. It's a dream come true to be asked to say the word Enwa. Yeah, based. This is going to test me. Somebody help me. It's someone's basement that goes into an underground passage, but whose? It's not Arvina, the anvil rat lady, right? Swit. I don't know whose house this is. The good thing about these images, I mean, it's a generic house and it's a bit weird, but like the good thing about the images thus far is I've been able to tell off the bat. I was so scared it wouldn't look like Oblivion. I'll be like, what am I looking at? However, I'm scared I'm not seeing the NPC faces. They are the key to making it Oblivion. If they go generic like ESO, not good. If they go weird bat people for the Dark Elves like Skyrim, not good. Benares Manor, thank you. Dark Brotherhood. No, I think that's to the left as you go into the abandoned house. Manny Marco mission. What, is that in Castle Breville in the Mage's Chambers? No. What am I saying? The Lichen, I think it could be Benares Manor. Countdown is on. What does that mean? Holy! We're going to come back to this. I promise you. Wait. Can I make it live? I'll just refresh it. We'll just look at these together a little bit more. Look at this chunky Oblivion gate. I swear that we went through one of these in the mountains. I'm loving the cinders and the ash. Good news from Kvatch for a change. The teeth that come out of the ground are not just black standard. Some of them jagged with that red blood stuff, like they're actually more organic. I didn't realize that all the Oblivion gates didn't go into the ground. I thought they went into the ground a little bit more. It looks suspiciously like the Oblivion symbol. What could it mean? What could it mean? There's more Oblivion gates. Not good. That's cool that the snowy peaks aren't all snow. Remember how, like, if we're looking at, like, say, the Vallis Mountains, not Jural obviously bordering Skyrim, probably going to be fully covered in snow, but the Vallis Mountains and kind of coming down to the east and west towards Hammerfall, and on the other side, Morrowind, not so much. There's this Mithril. Remember how in Lord of the Rings they would be like, Mithril? They just wouldn't say the word normally every time they saw it. I hate goblins. This goblin looks so killable. They don't have heads that are like this big with those motorbike goggles. Like they had goggle eyes in the other one. It looks nasty. I just hope the physics are really good. I don't know you, and I don't care to know you. Also, look at the mountains. They are pretty vertical. I'm so used to acrobatically scaling these if they take away acrobatics. We beat Oblivion together last night. And I was an acrobat. I was a thief. I basically cheesed it half the time. Is it Mithril? Let's have a look. Yeah, ragdolling was key. Their monkey screams were annoying. They needed to vary that a little. Jural Inn looks really good. I said it before, I really like the way that they've got the cups clinking. That's etched on all of the inns in Cyrodiil. They've still kept that. But I mean, they've got references. All they got to do, look at those god rays. All they got to do is replicate one of the most famous games ever. Don't mess with it too much. Like the egos, like Diablo 2 Resurrected, where they started messing with the characters and They removed a bunch of stuff, like some of the demons' butts, the male demons' asses even were covered. The word midget was censored, which I know is offensive, but the woman used it in the context of midget demon, which, if you're talking about like, you're not a human. If you're talking about a human, okay, that's not... Even then, I feel like the jank of, like, you have to respect how it was back then and realize it wasn't perfect, but it was loved for what it was. That's my personal opinion. I feel like respect the art of the people, the predecessors. So just, man, there's a lot of Anvil. We're very proud of Anvil. Oh, there's some... Look at that. There's grass coming through the cobblestone. I'm amazed there's not a rat scuttling around. It's funny, you got the Fighters Guild, the Mages Guild, but the abandoned house is wedged between there. I can't remember it being that small, but maybe it's perspective. As a midget demon, I'm offended. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Like, nobody is one of those. So, like, this, I looked at the sewers. I also today, and I realized that the grating is just plain on the original. This is a tasteful upgrade. The dead tree, tasteful. The broken barrel and skeleton, tasteful. I would like bandits living under there, though. 16 times the detail. Hey, Venturous, how you doing? Everything's great. Thank you. How are you? I'm very excited. I was like, oh no, I'm going to run out of saliva because of this stupid, what's it called? Lemon and honey. And I look over, I literally bought into my office like 5 Powerades for this week of streaming because I knew that I was just going to need it. 1 second. Well. Talos Preservers. Am I in frame? So much to think about. So, that's a cool room you're in. It's a converted... The lady and her husband wanted to do Airbnb, so they made this massive shed. When she put these miniature dollhouse things in it, which is... I don't want to talk about. Unfortunately, her husband got sick, and he was a carpenter. So, I think he built it in a rush, or they didn't think anybody was dumb enough to spend a lot of time in here because the insulation is non-existent. It is either really, really hot or really cold. And the thing about streaming is I'm always sensitive to noise because I don't want you guys to hear noise. Some noise you can't help, but so I can't run like a fan or a heater really loud through here to heat myself up. It is what it is. Like, boo freaking who, Dash. Somebody's in a coal mine right now. They've just taken a break to watch this stream. They've come out sooty on their phone to get reception in the desert. And I'm like, ew, my office isn't warm or cold all the time. I have a natural narrating voice. Thank you. My dad said I have a good head for radio. I don't know if you can hear my stomach literally growling. I Actually slept 2 hours because it's 12:54 here in anticipation. Yeah, first world problems. All right, we're getting close. When we get to these guys, I love it. When we get to 5 minutes, tell me, and we're going in. I want to get a closer look at this. The leak was fake, and I can prove it. And he's got a Ross. Look at the smugness of Ross from Friends. Get a load of this guy. He's finally realized that he's made a huge error. He's got 8 points. Thank you, Nevim. I appreciate you. Seven minutes to run and grab popcorn. Dude, you're going to see a man that is on edge. I'm going to die inside if it looks like trash, or I'm going to have a freak out. The last time I was this excited for something was 2015 when I saw like the Force Awakens trailer, because I didn't know what to expect. We got a new Star Wars trilogy. Look how that turned out. Whew. I literally had a Star Wars channel and I sold it. I was that disappointed. 4 minutes, baby! God, if my stomach would shut up. It's 6 minutes. Cheeky. Am I... No way is Australian internet so slow and behind. Let's widescreen this. Why would I do anything less? That music, if I need to make it louder or whatever, let me know. I'm going to be vibing. You're going to see a man in a trance. I might do some commentary, but it's mainly just going to be, I don't know. If it's Todd or Emil or something, like, if they're doing a showcase where they walk around, or whatever the studio's name is that's making this, is it a trailer, or are they going to be like, Oblivion is a really important franchise to all of us at Bethesda, and the past 19 years, we decided, hey, we need to update this, bringing you the remaster you always wanted. You know how they always have like that generic talking point, and like, you're just sitting there for 20 minutes, like just like a crack fiend. Give me the trailer. Virtuoso, is it? I pray they haven't replaced any voice acting. I agree. Bloody hell, there was a spider on me. Australia. I'm like 3 minutes from town, but I tell you what, the spider's in here. Whew. I have no problems with the handful of voice actors as well. Some people just can't handle it. I loved it. I above and beyond anything with Skyrim, loved the voice actors. The weakest one for me, probably oddly, is Linda Carter. Wonder Woman, of all people. Sometimes it just feels like she's got a really hard, maybe it's a Midwest American accent that like, and she sounds bored, which fits as a Northern Orc, but like, I don't know, that's the only one that just I hear a bored Linda Carter through. It is boss music. How did I get to voice act? So I've done voice acting before, a lot of narration, and I've done some in, like, I lived in California, and I did some in Burbank with Kalmanson and Kalmanson, blah, blah, blah. But when I was playing Oblivion, every day I'm voice acting against the 13 voice actors from Oblivion, and Wes Johnson really was resonating. Craig Seshler, who voices the elves, is probably my favorite, or I forget the guy that Jeremy something who does the Nords and Orcs, only because I can emulate them so well. Skyrim is for the Nords, but I saw Wes Johnson on X say that he runs a class for voice actors, and I thought, I'm going to get on this. So I signed up, and when we were doing like the 6 or 12 weeks, whatever it was, and I just talked to him about Oblivion and all his lines. He remembers all of it. I was just talking about Lucian. He was bouncing lines and stuff, telling us how he did like all the different voice actors, all the characters, and like switching between Scottish and Irish for Sheogorath. And Todd was like, I don't know about that, and he was like, yeah, trust me. Anyway, so I'm doing voice acting classes with Wes Johnson before he got sick, which thankfully he's better now, and I think he's doing classes again. And he was like, hey, go to this site, Calling Cast Club, I think it's called, Google that, and just maybe do a couple of fan projects. Skyrim is doing one, or Skywind, which is the Morrowind, obviously, remade in Skyrim. And so I just auditioned. I did some Dunma, because my voice is so gravelly, like I got that thing in the back of my voice, stand up, you were dreaming. It's not hard for me to kind of ghoul it up. And I think I did the Scamp as well, the talking Scamp from Morrowind, and I was like, you want to buy some Sujama? Because they wanted a more wise talking Scamp. Anyway, I didn't get the Scamp, but I got one of a handful of the Dunma, including the sleepers. So I was, the guys that get possessed by Dagoth Ur, and so I just tried to think of like the voice of a Dunma, but Dagoth Ur, Jeff Baker's voice, funneling through them, because the trance is his voice, and so I tried to mix the two. Yeah. It's them cigarette stash. I'm so happy I don't smoke. Like, that was the dumbest 10 years of my life. And I didn't do it fully, but like, I still say it was smoking, but anyway. Oh! All right. No way.
The others, they were taken to the tower. They're behind us.
Still Wes Johnson.
You hold our future in your hands. Take with you my blessings and the hope of the Empire. Find him and close shut the jaws of Oblivion.
I like that new font. It's a little cleaner. Damn. The AI almost looked like that when they used that one picture. That's creepy.
Here we are 20 years later.
I knew it! I told you. I told you.
When you think about the Elder Scrolls, to us it goes beyond game franchise.
Yeah, it's the DNA of Bethesda Game Studios.
Obviously, we're working on the 6th chapter here, but what's great about the Elder Scrolls is being able to look back at all of the chapters. Skyrim, Oblivion, Morrowind, Daggerfall, Arena, and each of them try to define role-playing games and open-world games for their generation.
Fans got so connected with the worlds we've made and these stories we're telling, and it's really amazing.
Oblivion was a real defining moment in the series and for how we make games as a studio.
Thank God they've given it the props it deserves.
I think when it comes to a remaster, we want people to feel the way they did then, but it's still a game of its time.
Yes.
You want to keep those bones in place. You
Yes.
want some of that old charm.
Jank! He's keeping the
Coming back to
jank in.
Oblivion now with this tremendous visual update is absolutely amazing. It's the world I remember, but better.
There's so much there, both for the Elder Scrolls world and also this evolution of our games, I think is really, really important for people to take a look back at.
Looking back and seeing everything we've accomplished in the past 20 years and working with these people, like, it's really special.
She was great.
Yeah, there are still quite a few people that I've worked with for that long, and it sort of gave me the warm fuzzies.
The horses were amazing.
God, it's been 20 years. I think the thing that gets me the most
He was
the
quality
music.
assurance back
Like, when you
then.
hear that music at the main menu, there's just like,
Yes. Yeah, boy.
there's this like flood of nostalgia.
Agreed, baby.
Oblivion is the beginning of who I am. As an individual, as a game developer, it all starts with this.
I don't even think it took me till release to realize how big this was.
People loved it. Like, they loved it.
For good reason.
Such a key moment in our history of making games and the evolution of how we build these worlds, and having players be able to come back and experience that is really amazing.
Enough
It
schmoozing.
had
Let's
that
get
really
into the
special
bones of
moment
it.
coming out into the world for the first time, what that meant to this game.
Every time we think about Oblivion, it's, what if we could give that moment to everybody again?
Then give it. Show
I
us.
was born 87 years ago. For 65 years, I've ruled as Tamriel's emperor. But for all these years,
Oh, they're gonna
I've
do
never
it.
been the ruler of my own dreams.
They're gonna do it.
I have seen the gates of Oblivion, beyond which no waking eye may see.
That's all right. That's decent. Don't know about the lighting. Looks great, but the lighting's a bit weird. Where's the faces?
Whether you're reliving these moments or experiencing them for the first time, the world of Oblivion Remastered immediately looks and feels incredible.
Wow.
When we decided to remaster Oblivion, we were really picky about finding the right partner. From the very beginning of this project, we had one rule. We weren't going to do this if we weren't going to be able to do it right. Our partners at Virtuous went above and beyond to bring our vision to life. The care and love they've poured into the Oblivion Remaster has been absolutely breathtaking.
Welcome to Paris, and welcome to Virtuous. Our team here has been hard at work delivering
I thought
the
it was a
best
bit hipstery,
remastered
but it's in
Oblivion
Paris.
experience possible.
Checks out.
We've worked with Bethesda Game Studios on other projects in the past, so we know what makes that team and their games special.
That looks great. Gorge.
We wanted to make the remaster more friendly to gamers with modern hardware. This is Oblivion in its most complete form.
I like seeing through there. Vibrancy's missing a little in the world. Oh, Deadlands me, baby. Oh, if the combat's so much better, I'm gonna get in there. Just wanna get a day drop. Woo, woo, woo. Too excited.
Those familiar with only some Elder Scrolls lore will now be able to experience the events that set the stage for
Manka.
Skyrim. You embark on an epic journey to stop the Mythic Dawn cult.
The time of cleansing draws nigh.
From
That looks
unleashing
good.
the Daedric Prince of Destruction.
What was the Oblivion Crisis? What happened to the previous Emperor of Cyrodiil? Why are there only 8 divines instead of 9?
Looks good.
In addition to the core game, the remaster contains all add-ons, including story expansions, Shivering Isles, and Knights of the Nine, so you get the full experience.
Yes.
On
Yes.
a personal level, it was really important to me to ensure that we're preserving the magic of the original experience. At the end of the day, we're all fans too.
This is a dream project for me, right? I'm a fan. I have been always a fan.
Well, I played Oblivion for perhaps 10,000 hours.
Oblivion was my first Elder Scrolls game, and it was one of the games that made me want to be a game developer.
The best way to describe it would be to call it a love letter.
Oh, that does look good. I love that the glass mace was actually a little
find your own
square.
path, but there will be blood and death before the end.
Oh, I am ready. I don't know if that's good. Oh, look at that sigil stone on fire. Just licking the bottom of it. I don't know how this is going to play. This could be... Well, it's not... doesn't say pre-alpha or any bullshit. Like, this is it.
The technology we used to create the original was cutting edge at the time, but tools have come a long way since then.
Oh, shivering intro. That is
The original
wild.
Oblivion is still the heart and soul of the remaster, but we use Unreal Engine 5 to help achieve all our visual goals. We think of the Oblivion game engine as the brain and Unreal 5 as the body. The brain drives all the world logic and gameplay, and the body brings to life the experience that players have loved for almost 20 years.
But it's not just about pure fidelity. We knew we had to preserve the distinct style, making it as uniquely Oblivion as
I
possible.
think it is a bit washed out. Little god rays heavy.
The brush opens a portal into the painting. You're stuck here like I am.
What?
The Isles, a wonderful place. Good for a visit.
That wasn't Craig Shashler for the elf.
Eternity.
We've leveraged nearly every major feature from the latest version of Unreal 5.
Shows
Our
beard
goal
was
was to push the
glorious.
visuals to the next level using the latest technologies. We created brand new, highly detailed character models and stunning landscapes that use millions of polygons
Look
in
at
each
stupid ass Khajiit.
allowing us a truly impressive level of detail in the world. Every single asset in this game was completely redesigned and handcrafted from scratch. We implemented an advanced real-time lighting system that accurately simulates how light interacts with the environment. This results
pretty
in
cool.
more realistic lighting and atmospheric effects. While the original game had limited dynamic shadows, now the entire world reacts naturally to light.
Well, I don't know how I feel about that though. I don't know
We
if
used
it
an
needs
incredible
it.
new
We'll
lip
see.
sync technology that really enhanced performance in our characters.
He left us a warning. He did.
Devil May Cry,
Unreal
alright.
tools helped us create the base mesh of our characters. From there, our artists sculpt each race individually to adapt it to the mesh, allowing us to share the model, rig, and textures. As a result, all races, including Argonians,
new.
Orcs, and Khajiits, are built on the same
It's a
base
bit
mesh,
weird.
making the lip sync system more effective even when the characters have very different facial features.
Welcome to the guild.
What?
We have access to so many
I'm gonna have
modern
to see
rendering
this in
features.
game.
You'll see them in something as simple as running through a forest.
That run
Insects
has a
flying
bit of a-
around, fish swimming in the water,
They'll-
light
oh!
filtering through the leaves.
I want
Thanks to
something
these
in the
technological
water.
advances, you feel even more immersed in this living, breathing world. You'll
guess-
really believe you're in Cyrodiil.
We don't want the
I
same
believe
world
you can
again.
handle a more complicated assignment. I would like you to retrieve a carved panel from the central chamber of the High Thane.
Yeah, show me that combat. Oh, we've all been there before. Show me more. Move system.
It's not
combat,
just the
combat,
visuals
combat.
that we've modernized in the remaster. It's gameplay. It's
Did that
UI
arrow come
and
out of it?
UX. It's audio.
Oh!
We've updated features and systems across the board.
We've changed the approach to leveling, which I think will make a lot of people
Oh,
happy.
thank the
It's
gods.
inspired by the leveling systems of both Oblivion and Skyrim, so it's the best of both worlds.
Just something better. Oh, that was cool. Yes, spells.
We were able to fully recreate the character models, creating a physicality that feels more human. You see that in places like combat animations, where there's a lot more separation between the upper and lower body, and all the animations have more flourish.
Yeah, but do they have Havoc Engine
Combat in the
ragdolling?
original Oblivion didn't have sound effects, visual effects, or hit reactions.
Oh, yes, yes,
Now you'll
yes.
get blood splatters, sparks, and controller
Sparks?
feedback. You know, it's a little thing, but little things add up to make the combat more modern and engaging.
Agreed. Hopefully, like God of War, the weapons have a bit of weight when they hit. It looks
There's a
like
proper
it.
third-person perspective now. The original had third-person, but there was no crosshair, and we felt the experience could be modernized. One of our goals was to have a third-person view that compared to Starfield in terms of playability. Now, the third-person perspective has all the same control you get from the first-person view.
have my ear, citizen.
When Oblivion first launched,
Greetings. How goes it? How are you?
disk storage limits meant we couldn't have unique voiceovers for all the races.
Right, yeah,
So
I remember
we've gone
that.
back and recorded new lines of dialogue. Each race represented in the game now sounds unique.
But the Breton passed away, the voice actor.
We also made sure to keep in all of the quirkier dialogue.
I really like the way they say hello. Sometimes it's so random, and then they just, hi there.
Hi there.
But it's like so nice and creepy at the same time.
Stop! You violated the law.
Stop! You violated the law.
Stop, criminal scum.
That looks a
Stop
little
right
weird.
there, criminal scum.
Cheese for everyone.
Cheese for everyone!
Shaya looked weird.
We are going to steal one of the Elder Scrolls from the Imperial Palace. You need to find the
The
reading
cow
room.
looked good.
The blind priests will deliver a scroll to you there. Do not speak to the priests. They're blindfolded. I've chosen you because you are the best. Good luck.
Stop. You violated the law. You've
Who is
stolen
this
goods and
random
forfeit.
voice?
Then pay with your blood.
Who is this? Then pay with your blood. Who? Who dares usurp West Johnson?
As games have developed over the past 20 years, players have come to expect a certain suite of tools and controls.
Like sprinting. Sprinting is an interesting one because it was such a big debate internally among our teams.
Please, add
Some
it.
of us were absolute purists, but ultimately, we decided it's 2025 and people are going to want to sprint.
That's a weird
In
run
fact,
cycle.
All of the character locomotion has been completely redone from scratch, and that has a huge impact from the very beginning of the game.
Every single updated or new feature was implemented with the player in mind. It all comes down to what makes Oblivion, Oblivion. What are those features that just immediately come to mind for players when they think of the game?
The mini-games are the mini-games. Those are so iconic to Oblivion.
No, you're gonna make me do disposition. This thing looks like what's that dad dinosaur and the baby one from the 90s? Don't hit the baby.
Core experience.
Whether you're returning to Cyrodiil or you're a newcomer,
I'm going to follow you and watch you and worship the ground you walk on.
Oh,
you will
that is
instantly feel
horrible.
it just feels better. We've modernized a lot, but it's still the same incredible adventure and the same carefully handcrafted world.
Well, it's about time. Do you know how long we've been waiting?
She was so ridiculous looking. That's the whodunit quest in Skingrad.
Oblivion is a core part of the story of
The world
Bethesda
building
Game Studios.
and the assets look great.
None of what
The
we're
NPCs are
surrounded
going
by
to
right
take
now
so
would
much to
be
get
here
used to.
If we hadn't made that game, and if it hadn't been the success that it was, the effort that we put into it, the sort of the love that went into it, I think that comes across.
See, the
on
buildings look
screen.
great. That's why they showcased the
Have worked on
buildings and stuff
something
more than the
that people care
NPCs.
enough where you're in a position where you can remaster it. It's a privilege.
And now
That
to
looks
help
good.
Introduce this game to a new
I'm going to turn off the
generation of
God rays,
players.
maybe.
I feel so lucky.
I really think that people, when they jump back into the remaster, they're going to be shocked at just how good the game looks.
The enemies look
Oblivion
better.
gates look absolutely incredible.
World
I
looks
think they're
better.
just gonna find
Lighting,
themselves lost in the world.
yeah. It's the
Even if it's
NPCs
just
that
the
are a
music,
little
for
bit.
example, just walking around for half an hour in the world, you feel something.
It looks like
And
new
that's
jank, not old jank. It's like their own version
You're
of
going back to a
jank.
world that you've been to before, but it's better somehow. Like, it's an intangible thing, but it's like, it's new, it's fun, like it's exciting again.
Oh, they
But it's
hold our
ultimately
hands
the
back
same
when they
game.
ride fast.
There was a lot of respect for what was before, and I think the fans will appreciate that.
Too much shadows.
From all of us at Bethesda Game Studios
And Virtuous.
we want to thank you for joining us today. Oblivion has a very special place in my heart, and being able to work on this remaster and bring it to a new generation of players has been an incredible experience. We were too excited to get it in your hands and didn't want to just show it off to you and then make you have to wait. The best part of my job is
They
that
shadow
I get to be
dropped.
the one to announce that the Oblivion remaster will be available
They did it. Those crazy suckers.
today.
That's so wild. I'm so happy for the
Born
fans.
87 years ago.
We're going to see if it's awesome or not. Right now.
But for all these years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams.
It's a pretty deer.
This is the 27th.
It's a pretty
last
sheep.
seed. The year of Akatosh 433. These are the closing days of the third era and the final hours
of my life.
Of my life.
Damn!
I have seen the gates of Oblivion, beyond which no waking eye may see. This is only the beginning. Worse is yet to come.
I'm liking this.
Clear.
Trap! One stupid.
The time of cleansing draws nigh.
Oh, the imps. I was wondering who was flying.
From the coming darkness.
Do the thing!
Here you must find your own path.
Remember the Emperor!
Unicorn.
Find him. And close shut the jaws of Oblivion.
God, Sir Patrick Stewart. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, baby. I love that we're going to find out right now if it's awesome, if it's not. I pray it's awesome for the fans. I saw that horse armor. I saw it. Let's go back 1 second. For a special gameplay stream. Should I watch a gameplay stream when I can literally buy the game? I'm going to stay tuned, but I'm also going to buy the game and download it in the... Will it affect my upload? Excuse me. I wonder if I can be cheeky and download in the background while we watch this. That is, if my Steam will load. I don't know what's up with that. PC Game Pass. Why do they add everything to Game Pass? It's absolutely beyond me. Wait. Time to throw up my credit card details. Look at this. The Oblivion series. I got the Elder Scrolls just all there. My Time at Sand Rock. Maybe I'll play that instead of Oblivion. Let's go, baby. So just for a second, I'm gonna purchase this and watch the guy. We'll continue on. Did this just ruin the stream? Thank you so much. Ah, really? Really? Look at this. Wait. $84 in Australia. The deluxe edition is $99. Yeah, of course. Of course. Of course. So I am, and like I said, I am just setting up this purchase right now. I do apologize for 1 second. 1 second. How do I do this? I'm turning this off for 1 second. Oh, great.
Wow. What?
I'm
did
turning
we
it back
just
on.
Witness the worst kept secret ever? Maybe. Probably. But you just witnessed the Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered Direct. That is coming to you today. Maybe even now. I don't know. We'll have to check after this stream. I'm joined by the wonderful, talented, incredible Wes Johnson. You.
Ah, hi.
And Wes, who do you have here with you?
This is Finn. Oh, yes, he knows his name now. Hello there, Finn. How are you? I mean, for the sake of this, we can call him Barbas if you'd like, but he's a sweetie pie, and he wanted to get his time, Mr. DeMille.
That makes sense. I would, if I had a new puppy, I would totally bring that puppy with me everywhere.
I take him everywhere.
He
You
loves
remember
that
the
puppy.
Harry Nilsson's puppy song?
No.
He's like, I take my puppy everywhere.
After he got sick, which is great to see that he's healthy
for
again.
you, those of you
He got
joining
that
us,
puppy,
either
it seems,
new
and
or
he's
from
just
the
been
direct,
stoked
we are
with it.
going
It's
to be
great.
sharing,
I love Wes
some
Johnson. He's a great
gameplay
dude.
Of Wes's old stomping grounds, but newer now with the remastered version.
I can't wait.
So Wes, for those that do not know you, first, shame on you if you don't. But if you don't, why don't you tell our friends here?
I want that
what
adoring fan
roles or
plushie
role you have done in
as a
Oblivion.
grown man.
In Oblivion, you're going to probably bring some memes back.
Thanks,
to life.
Shadowborn.
Can't wait.
So if like you walk out of someplace with a fork, I would be there going, "Hold, criminal scum! Your stolen goods are now forfeit. Pay with your blood." That's a lovely one. The
That's very
Imperial Guard
aggressive.
song is out there now, and all sorts of things that people had fun with. Sheogorath, Daedric, Prince of Madness, at your service. And I love this because I'll never be able to order a cheese pizza again because people use the soundboard and they call the pizza shops.
He's so
and they're saying,
memeable.
What can I do for you today? Cheese! You want a cheese pizza? I want cheese for everyone! How many would that be, sir? And so I can't call anywhere as Sheogorath to order a pizza because I'll never get it or I'll get it.
What's the
twice.
matter? Getting
Honestly,
tired?
You're doing
Yeah.
everybody a favor if you do. So.
Yeah,
I mean, and your shirt is totally on theme today as well.
Yeah, wearing my Sheo shirt. I've got, and of course, there's where is it? My Dark Brotherhood pin here. Lucian LeChance of the Dark Brotherhood, dear child of Sithis. I don't spread rumors, dear child. I create them.
He did that line for me, and I was just blown away.
I loved Oblivion.
He just knows them off the
Oblivion to
cuff, and
me
he just hammers you with them.
I mean,
He's
I've
very
loved all the
giving.
games. I loved Morrowind. Yes, we've been expecting you. Come right in. I love Skyrim, which is fantastic, but Oblivion to me was where I came out to play, and it was the original. All the races had the same voices. Oh man, there's so much crossbreeding amongst the Imperial Guard. You know, Mom, Dad, the family reunions were very confusing. But
It's a lot of love.
I know, but I just absolutely loved that game, and
He's really
as
freestyling.
other games came along, and then you got to see Skyrim with its 10th anniversary edition, and when I first put that on the Xbox Series X, oh my God, the visuals to me were just, I was blown away. And to make Oblivion now have that kind of feel, that kind of look, the gameplay, the graphics, I mean, if I walk up to a lady in the middle of one of the towns and tap her on the shoulder and she turns around and does not look like Terry Jones in drag from Monty Python, I don't know what I'm going to do. But I mean, I love the game. So now people are going to get a chance to see it with brand new eyes. And for people who've only ever played Skyrim, this is going to be kind of a revelation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the predecessor, so it's taking people back.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
I can't believe we're doing
And
this.
this is the mouth to the Shivering Isles. Look at the difference, the graphics, how sumptuous it is, the detail on this. Not just on the backgrounds, not just every leaf on a tree, but looking at the clothing, at the uniforms that they're wearing. I mean, he's wearing leather, and he's wearing some fur. And
His
you're
fur
seeing
armor,
all
yeah.
the details on every little thing. This guard right here, this guard, people are like, that's so effective. He seems to have this cold out there in the middle of this island where the winds are whipping around, and I had a cold.
No
I
way.
was really, really sick that day. But
You didn't have to go that hard into the role, Wes.
I know, I'm method, so method. But look at that. Now, there's the door to the fringe, and inside, what's going to happen? Oh, look at the screens.
Oh.
Even the screens.
I like the older
The
version
loading
better, but I guess you
screens
gotta
look so much
mix it up.
Sweeter and more
I like that
detailed.
Sky Oblivion was
And
true
there
to
he
it.
is. Haskell. Look at him. Sitting there all bald and
Haskell's played by Jeff Baker, who did Dagoth Earth's
Haskell,
voice
your
as
room's
well,
very
from
dark,
memory.
just like your personality. Hurry up and talk. Oh, look at the detail on Haskell's face. You can really see what living with Shea Gorth has done to him. He looks like Marley's ghost there.
I mean, this is the first time you're seeing the remastered,
This is the first
isn't it?
time I've seen any of this, and the detail and the expression on the face, he just looks so weary, so put upon.
Well, it's been almost 20 years, so we've had a lot of ability for technical advancements from there. So
Yes, and imagine
and age, I guess. for
20,
him as
20
well.
years in the service of Shea Gorth is going to age anybody,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
I like his puffy sleeves there. That little Seinfeld puffy sleeves.
Now, what would you say your favorite role has been for Oblivion, or which character do you feel like
Well-
you gravitated the most towards?
Well, that's the thing. People ask me all the time, who's your favorite character to play this? And that's a Sophie's choice. Because you
Say
bring
Lucian.
a little of yourself to every role you do. You got to.
Nah, it's gotta be Shea.
These are all like my children. So, I mean, I love Lucian. I love Shea Gorth. I love them all for very different reasons. I remember working with Mark Lampert for this game, and we're doing the same Imperial Guard voice, even the Gray Fox, like capital, but he's still very much the Imperial. But then he gets to Lucy and he goes, this guy's a little different, a little darker, a little more macabre. So I think about it for a second, and I start going into this thing, and in my mind, you try to get an image of who the character is. And for me, he was
Old show.
twisted and gaunt and bent and just insidious.
He said there was some dude from an old show. I forget who it
when you like
was.
get a breakdown of a
Sometimes it
character?
can, and sometimes I take time. Shea was a different thing, but with Lucian, I had a come here, Bubby. It's okay. With Lucian, the image I had in my mind as I portrayed him at first was completely different from the image of what he ended up looking like. You know, he ended up looking, they made him this gorgeous guy, you know, and when we're looking at him going, oh my God, he's gorgeous. And he has a heart of darkness, the perfect man. So, but he was so much fun to do. And people say, do you know what happened to him? Spoilers. You just finish your lines. So when I'm playing the game and I get to that point in the game, I'm like, oh, you know, I'm experiencing it as well. And, oh, look at this, the butterflies. The breakaway into the Shivering Isles and the
I like the original
butterflies.
more. It's more.
That is beautiful.
It's quicker and it's more butterfly
Haskell's outta
effect,
there.
if that makes sense.
It's quitting time.
This one kind of fades
look at
slowly
that.
and peels out.
Through the fringe of
Oh, they got the gatekeeper in there. That's cool.
Yeah, with Shea Gorth, I had about a week to prepare. And
I don't know how this
told,
is gonna
"We
run."
want something a little more stand-up, but we want him to feel dangerous but funny. And they said maybe something like Robin Williams. And I thought, no, Robin Williams was a bit too cuddly, you know. As Shea Gorth, I'll skip rope with your entrails. I don't believe you. So
Admittedly, that would be an interesting thing to
yeah.
see Robin Williams talking about.
I know, but I thought, where could I find my inspiration for this character? And I started thinking about different stand-up comedians who would I find dangerous, that I would love to have a drink with, and laugh and joke, but afraid they might beat me up at the end of the night. And I came up with Billy Connolly, the Scottish comedian.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But I thought, I can't just do a straight up Billy Connolly. He can be my spirit animal. But it didn't seem, it felt too, he's not Scottish. And I thought, well, I've got this friend who runs the Irish Channel down in DC. His name is Tom
I told you
Snack.
he's Scottish-Irish.
And Tom is he's from Cork, Ireland. And so there's this Irish accent. And I thought, what if, because he's got mania and dementia, this character can go between an accent fluidly. Like you think he might be Irish, you think then maybe he's Scottish when he gets more manic. But what happens when he gets deadly serious? There are a few moments where it drops completely. Why? Because everything else is an affectation. He does what he wishes to do.
Thank you so much, Des.
And so,
I appreciate it.
like
I
the
agree.
Brain Pie line.
The jank is always the
Where
faces,
you'll
no matter
hear
which
all
version.
three separate things.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, and he starts wondering what you're like, perhaps brain pie. Perfect! Care to donate?
Adds an extra layer of
My
terror
stomach
to
went,
the
shut
character,
up.
for sure.
You just don't know
Apologies.
where he's going to land with some of these things. Whether it's friendly, whether it's deadly, whether it's over the top, whether he's crazy mad. I just had to sit there and let that thing flow
Damn,
back
that
and
dark
forth.
elf looks weird.
And I think, from what I was told later, Todd was listening to it and they weren't expecting that. And so it threw him off a little at first. And then the more he listened to it, the more he was like, oh, no, I like this. I like this. And that's who Sheo became.
And you define the character through multiple games and multiple universes.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful thing to be able. I love more than anything trying to figure out who a character is, and the Rubik's cube of their personality and the whole thing.
And I imagine though the character is designed by somebody else, that you get to input a lot of your influence and sort of direction on it, even still.
Well, you have to bring a sense of life to it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas when someone is writing it, they're bringing their sense of life to it, their experience. But you don't know their experience, but you know the circumstances of the character, and you can build something upon the character, and then, you know,
I love that they're not talking about the game.
Become
It's just
somewhat
Wes
that character,
building
which
the
is why
characters.
Every one of them become like children
I
of
hope
mine.
you don't become too much.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
man,
Yeah.
Sheldon.
There are some days. The one I don't want to become the more like is Hermaeus Mora. And
Watch him with his tongue with Hermaeus Mora, by the way.
Mel
He's like,
Blanc used to look at the photographs of the characters that he was doing and would base them on that, like Socio Sogala from Morrowind. I saw him. So every one of the Bretons seemed like an old bald guy with a goatee. But you look at Hermaeus Mora and you're like, a million eyeballs and a million tentacles. What does that sound like? And, you know, I worked with D.B. Cooper as the director for the ESO.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to do some adaptation because he was very slow and ponderous.
Yeah, that was a red
in some
guard.
of the earlier
It just-
games.
Their
But-
faces
and
are
with
so
the
different.
clips
It's like
and lisps and
Oblivion
clicks
mixed with
and all this.
ESO.
But I adapted it but kept it the same as well. And the explanation that I come up with, why does he sound a little bit different? Where on Hermaeus Mora do you see a mouth?
I don't even want to know where the mouth is, honestly.
I know. I think you're hearing him telepathically. And just like with every telepathic thing, you may have a better receptor.
They've changed
here
the elves' eyes.
than another character would have.
No way.
That makes
Some
sense.
people would have a less sensory perception, and so it might be a little more muddled. It might be a little more clicky. Might be a little draggy, because that.
I get
is
that they
how
want him
your
to be distinct, but
extrasensory
damn.
perception of their voice is. However, if you're a little stronger, and you've got a little
Your
bit
face
more
looks
going
goofier
for you
than
in
the
that
original.
regard, suddenly it's a
How's
little
that
clearer.
possible?
It's like the difference.
It does look like
between the
ESO.
Beatles,
I did not want them to
listening
look like pretty
Helter
people in
Skelter
ESO.
on vinyl,
But they're
then later on.
It's like Skyrim
CD.
had
it's so much
sex with
clearer.
ESO and
Man,
5%
someone's like,
Oblivion.
I wasn't meant to kill anybody after all. So yeah.
Okay.
That's there. Long answer, but
it's a perfect
I
answer.
love doing it. I love doing it.
And I know you don't have necessarily a favorite character because they are your children, but do you have a favorite line that you've done, or at least like maybe a handful of lines?
I do love the line where.
Come on, I hope they have mod support. It'll be so good if we get closer to the old character faces back.
Rumors, dear child. I create them. And the only thing that bugs me is when Knights of the Nine came in, you're talking to Lucian and you ask him about rumors, and he goes, I heard there's a prophet down by the... No!
Yeah.
No, Lucian, come on, man.
This is what time did to him. It's fine.
ESO doesn't look this good.
I do
No
love
way.
some of those lines. The cheese line really took off. I mean, the cheese for everyone.
I mean, I got you the sign specifically.
I know. Look at that. Cheese for everyone. It was just a couple of lines in the middle of Oblivion.
I can't believe she chose to hold a sword with the adoring
I mean, who doesn't love
fans'
cheese?
hair on top of
Everybody
it.
Like, if somebody said it to me, I'd be really
What
happy.
a choice.
Yeah, yeah.
She should be
I
wearing
went to
that.
Amsterdam with the ESO crew, and went to a cheese shop, bought a bunch of cheese, and took a picture out there, and everybody was just like, "Well, there he is in his natural habitat." Cheese.
Let's
And it
talk about
wasn't
the
enough for
gameplay.
everyone. Sorry.
I mean, I love Wes, and he's got great stories.
The whole shop.
But I thought this was like a gameplay
Go through
overview.
customs.
It's difficult. Nobody
Yeah.
wants to deal with that.
Yeah. How much cheese do you think you're going to eat, sir?
Enough.
Enough.
Okay, she's pointing towards
Is
the
there
gameplay.
ever enough?
There's never enough cheese.
Yes.
No, we're still in the Shivering Isles, right?
Mhm. Yeah, I think we're going to traipse around the Shivering Isles for a little while.
And look at some of the faces and the hair, so much more defined.
And this is
Oh, it's
something
defined
that does
all
come
right.
in the remastered. You get all of the DLC with it. So
Oh, that's great.
yeah, so it's the full package.
So you get Knights of the Nine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Pelin the White Strake. I was Pelin. But you know, it's one of the ones that people don't think about. What's the guy's name? Begins with a U.
Umaru.
Lives in a cave. You get the Staff of Sheogorath from him later.
I'm looking at my friends off camera.
I forgot that I'd done the character.
Oh, really?
And I'm playing.
I guess when you do so
the game.
many, it probably is just like kind of blurs together unless it's something.
Yes, I'm
like,
downloading
really
the
big,
game.
right?
Some of them really stand out. They're much bigger, but I was
Tim the Tool.
torturer.
You don't want it to look like
I
as
was,
bad as
the
Oblivion.
guy, is it Hermes Columbus, the suicidal guy?
Hieronymus Columnus, yeah, Columnus.
Those were all fun roles to play. But I love how the suicidal guy is
He's saying
begging you to kill him, and at the end he's like, "What are you doing?"
He's saying that on stream. You know how people what do
but
they say?
All the voices in this,
Not self-deleting or something. You can't say it on YouTube anymore.
Yep.
Craig Seckler is
that's not gonna sit
the
up.
adoring fan, and seeing him
I
wearing
didn't
one of
murder
those.
him, I swear. I mean, not yet anyway.
Look
but
at that. Like,
should I?
Yeah. In
Yes,
tribute to
thank
Craig.
Put the bloody sword
do I
down.
look?
Whoever this is. I don't know who this is.
Lovely. It's lovely.
My sword.
Like a rock star.
Should I just keep this on the whole time? Man, you got through that lockpick quick. I remember we did an Oblivion stream
That's a little different,
a couple
isn't
years
it?
ago, and it was like torture watching my
21.
friend try to do the lockpick and just
21%.
every single time. But
Oh,
yeah,
the combat is where it's at.
same lock.
Watching someone play a game is fun, like this, when you're battling skeletons. When it takes them an
Wow.
hour to pick a lock, and they're saving.
It's
going
pretty
back
weird
again
when you
and
get
again
the
and again.
icons
It's
down the
like,
bottom right for the
It's
sword and
funny at
the
first, and that was a
the
live
spell.
stream too. So
Like
it
the
was funny at
movement
first,
to the
but then it's just
the
like,
Skyrim
okay,
health and
all right,
endurance.
all right, and then stream's over, rage quit. You know.
Lockpick, the live stream.
So can you tell us anything about your first interaction with Bethesda Game Studios, like how you started with the team here?
My first game was Morrowind, And I went. We were recording.
Eat some
in a
food.
place
I'm
called
sorry that
Absolute
my
Fish in
stomach.
DC.
I'm not getting food.
A fellow by the name of Chip Ellinghouse. So it was
Powerade or
recording
nothing.
us. But my director was Todd Howard.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and we sat there and went through all the different characters, the Bretons and different Daedric gods and some orcs and all sorts of things.
Whole
We were
thing
having
looks like
good
a
time.
Skyrim mod.
I do remember going down to Oblivion and getting
Kind of
taking a break and getting a chocolate croissant and just chatting, walking. And the thing is,
I think that Sky Oblivion
Todd's
looks
always been very passionate
better
about
at the
these
moment.
games. You know,
The combat's going to be the separator.
That's the thing that people don't. I don't think people realize just how deeply enmeshed into the game world he is. I mean, the old top-down turn-based type games, the board games, things of that sort, and to bring the spirit of those into these worlds. And, you know, Morrowind was kind of a real departure for the Elder Scrolls, which had been much less graphically robust.
That was a nice way of putting it.
Yeah. And,
It's retro. Don't worry about it.
yeah. And the voice acting was very sparse then. It wasn't
Better
even
than Sky
that
Oblivion, really.
much more in Morrowind, but what was there was really fun.
The
really
the
good
ba-
to
bad
do.
thing about Sky Oblivion
And
is you know that it
I
has
started
Skyrim's
playing
combat. It's kind of held
that
there.
game, getting 700
So this
hours in.
is
You
where
know
it
how it
can
goes.
really
You think,
shine,
I
in
wanna
my
play for
opinion,
half an hour
if
before
they
bed,
balanced it
next
better.
thing you know,
The rumors are true. All the
birds are
moves you can
chirping
do.
outside, your day is toast.
What day is it?
And you go
What
to sleep
time
and
is it?
dream. in
Yeah, the
that
mouths.
world.
They said that they've upgraded the lip syncing, but it looks so weird.
Which was interesting because I had not had the experience of
And I'm not judging
I've done
fully.
some
I need to get
games and
into
things
it to
of that
really
sort. I
form a
played,
full opinion.
I
Right
think
now,
Unreal 2,
you're shocked.
like
We were always going to
200
be
different people
shocked.
dying in 500 different
Oh
ways.
my gosh.
I was basically the equivalent of a Wilhelm scream. And this one I really wanted to play, and I got into it, and I started dreaming in that world. And when I started voicing Oblivion, I knew where to close my eyes and see the world around me. Now, maybe in Oblivion I didn't see any silt striders, and there were no boots of that would help me fly from one end to the other. Thank God there were no cliff racers.
You mean you don't want to hear the screaming
Look at
sounds of the
him
cliff
doing the
racer
quotes.
as you close your eyes and
He
try
knows
to
what's
sleep?
up.
I got some real Samuel L. Jackson choice quotes in on those cliff racers along the way. Yeah, but I saw that world. And I lived in that world because I lived in the world when I was playing the game. And I discovered something. The more you play the games, the more immersive your performance can become because you know the world not like everybody else is going to know it. The
Agreed.
games become so, like almost virtual reality.
Yeah,
is
it's
sucked
personal.
into them.
Yeah.
These worlds become sometimes
And you
even
fall in love
real
more
than
and
your
more
own
time
world.
that you spend time in Oblivion, I
was
think.
able to take, I started working with Mark Lampert. And he was like, with the Imperial Guards, let's go less what you were doing with the Bretons. I want you just to give me,
Oh, that
these guys
gatekeeper
are
looks
full of
good.
Testosterone.
Come on. Oh,
And we found the voice
and he
that
still
we wanted for
KOs
that.
you.
So the Imperial Guards are the first
Get
ones
up!
that I did. But then I started doing some
She
of the
took
other
no
characters
damage. This
around
is on
it.
easy.
I'm really
Of course,
proud that
developers play
Lucian
on
LeChance
super
was one
easy.
of the first voices that ever broke through the voice class system in Elder Scrolls. And by the time Shivering Isles came around, we had a bunch of different voices suddenly. It really changed things a lot. So watching it grow and doing these things and to be able to perform alongside folks like Linda Carter, who's been in these,
Yeah.
that our party for Oblivion, a lot of the big game parties have been pretty crazy at different places. Oblivion, in a way, was kind of a lot more sedate, but still was big at the time. We went on like this one cruise ship on the Potomac where they had dinner. And we're all out there and hanging out and eating dinner, going up top.
He's just stoked he was hanging out with Wonder
recreating
Woman.
Titanic scenes on the edge of the boat.
As you do.
As one does, yeah. And it was so fun, and getting a chance to see and talk with Linda Carter, who it turns out is also a huge Washington Capitals fan.
Also a win.
Yeah, and that the Capitals stuff came into play because when I started doing the arena announcer, I'd been doing the Capitals for about, I guess we started recording.
They're not
this,
going to talk about this game
2003?
play at all, are they?
I'd been the arena announcer for about 3 years, and I was learning who I was and doing things. And I asked Mark, "How do you want to do the arena announcer?" He's like, "You know, kind of what you're doing with the Caps, only on steroids, because these are gladiators." I thought, okay, so I brought that oomph. I unleashed
the
the
diaphragm?
fury. Yeah, you know, good people of the city of Cyrodiil, welcome to the arena. And
I love that.
I started taking some of that I did with Oblivion and bringing it to the Capitals. And the two of them began to merge together until I became sort of over the top with people going, "You're not old school. You're not classic. You're just
It's
a
a chat with
rebel
the voice
punk
actor.
is what
Yeah,
you
I thought
are."
that they were meant to
I'm
do
like, okay,
chat with the
that's
voice
fine.
actor
So I'm a rebel
about
punk,
the
but I'm out
actual
there
game, like what they're
unleashing
seeing.
fury. I'm a
Then
fan
I
with a
realized, well, it's his
microphone,
history.
and I'm going nuts. And a
He's just
lot
going
of
to talk
the
about himself.
development into that started with Oblivion.
Because he doesn't know what he's
What's
seeing
really
that
weird
much.
is that I've been doing that now for 25 years for the Capitals. And in that time, as other people retired and left the job, all the people who are out there saying, "You're not old school, you're not traditional," started replacing the old school and traditional guys with people who sounded like me and were doing the things I did. So 25 years later, guess what? I'm old school, doing what I did when I was a young punk. So, you know, thank you, Oblivion. Thank you, Mark, for helping change how I do things, you know, and that's the thing. Over this period of time that we've done these games, over this period of time that we've worked with, you know, no matter how good a job you've done, you have regrets. And I left things unsaid and undone with his son, and is given a chance through, you know, the magic of this world and Hermaeus and all sorts of things, to be able to come back and try to make amends. And it was hugely emotional for me.
Especially because you say you put so much of yourself.
Wes could talk about a cancer sandwich for 3 hours straight, put some respect on his name. I love Wes. I did a course with him. I spoke to him. I've got nothing but respect for him. But when they're doing a gameplay playthrough, I assumed they would talk about what's on screen.
I love working
not
with
just reminiscing. But I guess because he's told most of those things in the class I've been in, so I apologize if you haven't heard it, and it's amazing. For me, I'm just like,
some dog looking really.
I thought that they would talk about the game, but I guess we already know the game.
They just killed me, and I'm like, yes,
nailed it.
Because if you don't feel it, they don't feel it, and I'm a fan of the games. I'm a fan of the worlds. I'm a fan of every one of my characters. Even the bad ones have their reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can get into that, and if you can feel that, and I can make it real for me, then maybe I'm making it real for somebody else.
Yeah, it was a class on voice acting.
It becomes immersive for them. So
I'm going to pause my stream to get a little bit more, download to get more stream
To
upload.
that point, what do you hope that players experience or feel from the characters that you portrayed in Oblivion? Who may be experiencing it for the first time, or maybe they're returning to it having played the previous version of Oblivion.
I think that it makes me very happy that these characters are going to get a second chance. The Imperial Guards, you know, even in the strength of, I once took an arrow to the knee, you know, even with that coming around, people still remember the Imperial Guards of Oblivion.
Oh yeah,
of course.
You know,
I would say I see them probably second or third most from all Elder Scrolls titles, right? I'm looking at Jess over here, another Jess.
They jump scared me all
Hi,
the time. I've got core memories that I just reacted because they would spot me stealing something, and yeah.
Well, I scared myself once playing the game. Oblivion, I'm up in one of the towers, one of the Oblivion gates, and I do the Dremora, the David
Oh yeah,
Warriors
they
that suddenly
scream.
pop up and fight and battle in the middle of Oblivion. And it's the middle of the night. I'm walking up a winding
Don't tell me an Imperial guard got
staircase,
up
and
there.
suddenly I come out.
Oh no, yeah.
Sorry, Finn. Sorry, Finn. And
Poor Finn's like, I didn't sign up for this.
I jumped, and I'm like, holy hell, I just scared myself.
Well, I was going to ask, do you find that you can disconnect from the characters that you've done and your voice
Yeah.
in the game when you're playing as a player?
Yeah, you know, the thing is, when I'm playing the games, I am the character that I'm, you know, I'm with the
I wonder-
controller, that's me.
I
right?
wonder.
Yeah.
And then I'll listen to hear if the voice is immersive or if it stands out, if it didn't work. If it
No way.
worked and it's
Is this
fine,
what you're talking
I'll
about?
let it go and I'll just enjoy the environment. That being said, there's something about people who are like, well, what do you play as? I'm like, I play as an Imperial. And they're
Come
like,
on,
every
bigger.
time I said, yes.
Did they take it off? Oh,
Yes.
that is the
That was a brilliant
cheekiest thing.
question.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Oh
if
my
I'm going
God,
to
my
be out
stomach.
there and I've got a big broadsword and I'm battling, going, yeah,
That is the meanest thing after everything I've done.
it's my voice. I'm the one who's actually doing the
Ah.
battle.
Come on.
As the
Wait.
Imperial, there's something kind of meta about that.
Yeah, totally.
Oh,
look
they're
at the
switching
screen thing.
cameras.
Oh, man. No,
Feeling a
don't.
skinned hound.
Yeah, you're
This-
not a skin hound.
I'm not
You're a
doing this
furry
anymore.
hound.
They are literally
Sorry,
switching on
Finn.
me.
Yes, you are.
So if you, as yourself, as Wes Johnson,
Yeah.
were to be in Cyrodiil, who do you think you would be? Would you be like
Don't
an
say
adventurer,
Hieronymus
an
Clumnus or whatever.
alchemist, or a sneaky archer?
Probably an adventurer. I was always the big
All
sword
that
guy,
effort for nothing.
You know,
Welcome
I
to
mean,
my life.
Going out and doing stealth and climbing with trees and hitting people with a bow and arrow from a distance is kind of fun occasionally.
If they watch
But
this
let's
stream,
be
I'll be
honest,
so
we
filthy.
play this game because we have had a bad day and we want to take a broadsword and chop somebody up, you know, and
Even this
and
German
not go to
old
jail.
gnarl.
for
Damn,
it.
that gnarl
Yeah.
does look good.
Oh, look at that! Yeah,
Which is terrifying, by the way.
yeah, big flame.
Ricardo, you're a pro.
Those are scary, and the liches. And
I don't know how I feel
Say
about
that
some of the
I'm very
UI.
excited to play this myself. I'm so glad.
simplified
that I have to
bottom
do
line
it
I'm cool with,
on
but
here because I would be
the text
really
boxes.
sucking trying to multitask.
I do love the.
People are gonna
the
mod
running
this
around,
back
getting
to
involved in
Oblivion, which
things.
is the
Now,
craziest
I
part.
know I'm not the only one that at the end of a big session, I save and decide to murder the entire
Oh yeah,
town.
totally.
Gotta
That's
kill
just what
every-
you do.
Everybody in town.
It is always important to save, especially for reasons like this. Pro
and then,
tips.
then you come back after you've murdered pretty much everybody, and you go back to that original save. Don't they somewhat be like,
That was
I'm
just like
feeling a little uneasy
in your head
suddenly.
what your character was doing, and then it
Yeah.
goes back and snaps back into reality.
I think all the Dark Brotherhood quests are
Yes,
so cool.
Anvil Brothel.
The party.
Oh, we're
is a
gonna
very
go
good
see
one.
all of those characters.
We
It's
have to
gonna be
go around the
gnarly.
Party and knock a bunch of
Mirabella
people off, and they don't know
Monet
it's
is
you.
her name down
I
at the
mean,
Foxhole.
Who's not had that experience?
The amount of diversity and range in the types of quests that are in Oblivion and stories that you hear are definitely exciting, and you
yeah.
can't wait for people to experience those or re-experience them.
So when you played Oblivion initially, what stuck out for you?
Just, I mean, the vastness of the world, like how expansive it was and how beautiful it was. I'm one of those people that plays where there's a quest marker. I'm just going to go in the other direction. I like, oh, what's over here? Oh, what's over here?
I
And
knew
just
it.
the amount of surprise and gifts that keep on giving in terms of the world building
Thief.
of Oblivion just was like...
Gifts that keeps
blew
is a
my mind.
thief.
I started
Pathological.
with Fallout 3 for Bethesda Game Studios titles.
Yeah.
So I was like not expecting.
I like how she doesn't say
I mean,
Bethesda.
I
she
knew it
says
wasn't
Bethesda
Fallout, but I
Game
was not
Studios
expecting to jump
titles.
in and
The
be
full
like,
thing.
Oh, this is like completely vibrant and different
Right,
and
right.
exciting. So
Yeah, I'm going to do this game every way, which way,
From the very
but
beginning,
backwards.
you
If
feel
it's
pretty
good.
guilty
If not,
about
we'll
what
wait till
goes
Sky
down.
Oblivion.
I personally feel I owe an apology to Patrick Stewart. I've been in,
How could we?
I've been in a couple of games with Patrick Stewart and haven't met him once.
Rufio.
Got this close at
I can't wait to kill that dude.
Gourmet in DC. Someone's like, Patrick Stewart's downstairs ordering a sandwich. I'm like, Patrick Stewart eats sandwiches. We have that in common. I eat sandwiches. And by the time I got down
Wes
there,
Johnson
he
loves
had
sandwiches.
made
If you
this
watch him
place that is
on X,
notoriously slow at putting out sandwiches, got his lickety split and he was gone.
Oh,
he
man, I
loves
can
sandwiches.
imagine.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Here you go, Wes.
Man after my own heart.
goodness, look at that.
Oh no.
Oh, well, look at the hair. It looks like I've been using a little Grecian formula.
So what do you think now, almost 20 years later, seeing this take on Sheo?
I've always loved this Sheo. I've loved this outfit.
Outfit's great. The face
he
is
looks
just
so
not it
bored.
for me.
I think he's just
He looks bored and he's like he's not
He'll get there. Oh,
looking
I
you in the
saw-
eye.
let's see the expression.
He's not
change
tracking.
slightly.
He's not giving expression. Something's
Oh,
off.
the hand tap.
Yeah.
See how he's looking like just down to
But
the
I
right?
think he looks a little bit more like me.
Little intestine. Blah, blah, blah.
Here I've
Everything.
been mantling
Yeah.
him all along, and now he's mantling the old me.
Definitely the facial
The mouth
hair.
is
You need to get
strange.
in on,
Something
like,
about the
golden
mouths.
eyes, so.
Just
Well,
off with the
I
tracking.
have those contacts for when I go out to cons and things of that sort. After about an hour, they feel like little clay pigeons on my eyeballs.
I can imagine it was probably not very comfortable.
But they're great for staring contests. People don't want to continue to look you in the eye.
Oh yeah, I can imagine it's just like darting away, and it's like I can see you
Yeah.
now looking at me right in the eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't expressed
What
like.
advice do
I always
you
thought the
have for
manic.
anybody
He's
that would
like
potentially
really
want to get into
engaged
voice
and like.
acting or pursue a career in
I'm just seeing
I
him
would say first
sitting
things
there
first,
in his
get
chair.
yourself a recorder
I'll
with
tell
a
you,
handheld
I'll
recorder.
kill you,
And
rip
you
out
have
your
them all on the
intestines,
phones now.
and he's just sitting there
You can
looking
build
down.
yourself a studio
Flay you alive,
quickly and
skip
easily
rope
and
with her,
do
and
it
you know,
on
and
the
you're like,
sound. But just a
cheese
handheld recorder,
for
get some
everyone.
dialogue. And
What?
start reading this dialogue.
Static.
When I say
That is
read,
a beautiful
I don't
word.
mean read.
Static,
'Cause
not
it sounds
no
like you're
eye
reading, you've
contact.
taken somebody out of it.
He could be not tracking in this
It
conversation.
sounds like you're acting. You take somebody out of it. I need you to just become. Look at those lines and remember
When you
that your job is not just to read.
when you
what's on
talk
the
to
paper.
NPCs when they're
It's to
seated
bring it
as
to
well,
life, and voice
or
acting
you're
also
seated, I forget.
includes
Your head
breathing,
tracks with theirs. There's no
sighing,
tracking.
laughing. Make it natural.
I don't know.
Bring emotion to it. Try different things.
Nitpicking.
You know, I do a class through a
I am
theater lab,
nitpicking. That's my job, is to
teaching video
literally
game voice
say
acting.
exactly what I
And
like
that's one of the things I
and what I
talk to
don't
work
like with the
people
game.
is you listen to this stuff, you record this stuff.
That's
and
my
let it
whole.
sit for 2 days.
All I've got is my taste, and I'm going to
Because
be
when you're
honest and say I
recording or
like this. I
you're
don't like this.
ideally,
That could change when I play the
you're
game. I
100%
could do a
in
180 and
character
be
and
like,
you're
"This is
not
the best
thinking
thing
about
since
these
sliced
things.
bread."
If
I'm
you
not
give yourself
disavowing
2
the
days
whole game. I
distance, you can
think
listen to it a little more
the
objectively.
worlds.
And then you say to yourself, that's when
Especially
your
the
director
combat looks
comes in,
good.
or
I haven't
your
experienced
technical
it. The
director.
NPCs, like the enemies look
Never while
great.
you're performing.
I'm just having a
But
hard time
when
with the
you're
faces,
listening
the
back to it
mouths,
2 years
the
later,
eyes,
you
the
go,
engagement.
"Could have
That's
done this,
it.
could have done that," because
Yeah,
you're not
nitpick
just
away.
training your voice.
Would you rather that I
training
lie
your
and say this is all birds and bees and flowers and trees and
that's hugely important.
Screamer doesn't exist? Everybody's happy in
In
Oblivion.
anything,
The Dark Brotherhood's a
to
myth.
succeed,
Like
it's something
I can't do that.
you gotta
I
do
know
it.
that some people don't like that, but that's
And
just
so I
I
tell
have to
people
do
in
it.
my class, this is their homework assignment every week, and they get something or they get little lines and things of that sort to work on, and we discuss it. And what did they hear? What are they doing?
I do like the fur outfit a bit
I
more.
want them to listen to it. And then
You
we
couldn't pay
discuss
me to
what
wear
they've done.
furs in Oblivion because they just look like
because when that
the
6-week
worst
course is
Nord
over,
shit, especially the dumbass hat,
whose
which he's not
counselor are you
wearing.
going to be leaning
This is still
on?
stitched
Their
together,
own.
but it looks pretty good.
And you want to, the people who were not really serious about it, stop.
Yeah.
The people who were serious about it continue to do those recordings.
Nothing wrong
Continue
with
to
having
do
expectations.
something,
Yeah,
knowing that
consume.
every time you go out for an audition,
say
you
nothing
look
and
at
then consume
places
next
like
product. What is it
on
they
Reddit,
say?
They have Casting Call Club, where you can go in and maybe get yourself a job doing mods.
Was that a
And,
dragon,
you know,
like a
it's
skull?
important.
I'm trying to
First
think
of
where
all,
that
if you
skull
do
is
a
on her
mod
back.
and
Oh,
you do it
that's
well, you're
for the
gonna have
bone
stuff you can use
arrows.
in your demo.
See, that's pretty cool.
Also, these people are up and comers in the industry, and word of
And this is a
mouth
spell that
very
takes you to the
important.
quest. What is this?
So
I
if you can
forget.
start on a ground level,
I never
with somebody
use these
who's starting
spells.
out and they begin to know you and trust you, and you grow. and
Oblivion
learn
is love,
together,
oblivion is life.
That's the best. So I would say, if you want to do it, and make that part of your job is going out there and looking for auditions. You can
Don't
look on
ask questions.
Backstage,
Don't ask
you can
questions.
look at,
Just consume
Actors
product
Access.
and get excited for
If you're
next
in the
product.
DC area,
That's
there's
what
a thing called Dragon.
That's what it is.
Connects.com.
That, you're the
It shows
dream.
free auditions.
Disney is looking for you.
And then you go to Casting Call Club.
Clairvoyance, thank you.
Online. If you do take my course, we have
No mod support. That is so ballsy. That
It's
is
just full
ballsy.
of my alumni, and they all share.
I'm sure everybody is really helpful.
Oh,
They help
Sickly
each other.
Bernice's Tap House.
And
I love
that's
her.
the thing. Work with people who are working.
No
Not
mod
with
support
people
would
who
be
are
the
like,
dumbest
"Oh,
thing.
I could do it if I wanted
No.
to.
Everybody thinks
If
they
I
can do
really
that.
wanted to, I'd be better than anybody else. Have you been doing anything about it? No,
I did like
but
the
someone
Emperor.
offered me a job eventually.
nailed the Emperor.
Now, you got to chase everything down. You got to do it because you
Ooh,
love
good
it.
advice.
That's it. Nobody's getting rich doing this, but you have to love it.
Yeah.
Oh, and God help me, Jess, I love it.
Yeah, that is just great life advice. You heard it. Do it.
That
the
young
professional
Balwad's
here.
not going to get any older.
And then you can immortalize yourself forever in a video game.
Yeah.
Does
Multiple
anybody
characters.
use
Like
clairvoyance?
Wes, you're lucky.
And to see this come back all these years later, and
It can
it's
still be
going to
modded, lol. Thank you, Tim the Tool.
I think this is going to be.
People
huge.
mess
I
with
think
me
people
in
are
the
just
chat,
gonna
and I
love it
fall for
all
it.
over again.
I trust people too much.
Because it is available today.
Go get it.
Go get it. Go download it. It's on Xbox Series X, NES, and day one on Game Pass. It is also on PC and PlayStation 5. So.
And I don't know what you're waiting for. You're sitting around. It's not going to just drop into your lap. Go.
There's a
find
Nexus
it. Go
page for
get
mods.
it.
Thank God.
nothing to
I'll
add to
come
that.
get you.
We're gonna.
Thanks so much. Thank you so much, Wes. And Finn.
Finn?
You're an excellent co-host, Finn.
Finn, say bye-bye to all the peoples. Bye.
When playing with new eye, you use clairvoyance. That's so good. Are we at the end, or they're just gonna re-roll the trailer?
I was born 87 years ago. But for all these
This is still
years,
cool. This still gets
I've
me.
never been the ruler of my own dreams. This is the 27th of last seed.
Why do they show sheep
The
buying?
year of Akatosh 433.
Well, the mud crabs.
These
Nasty
are the
little
closing days of the
creatures
third era. And the final hours
of my life.
Of my life.
Bam!
I have seen the gates of Oblivion, beyond which no waking eye may see.
Those Dremora look so much better.
This is only the beginning.
That's a
Worse
cool
is
cut
yet
too.
to come. Looks clear.
Trap! I love that I hear young scrolls with some voice
Cleansing
lines.
draws nigh.
Who now will save us from the coming darkness?
The knights! The armor looks so weak. Oh! You saw the bow in the hand with the magic, it still looks cool. Mayron's razor, I think, as well. And the horse armor. I'm seeing so much more. I didn't like that the door, Dark Brotherhood door, didn't have the red. The trolls look good. Yeah, the enemy's really thick. An elf riding a unicorn.
Find him.
That's gonna be a build.
And close shut the jaws of Oblivion.
Magic with bow in hand. Which means a conjuration. There it is. The horse armor. Spriggan though. The Spriggan booty. I know. Wiggity woody. Spriggan booty. That's what we end on. An Xbox. I just want to end on the... Looks clear. Where is it? The horse armor. Let's see what's on the page. Oh, the Dreg being paralyzed was awesome.
Here you must
It was a
find
leaping spin attack. See, I don't like that. I don't like how the red, like there's no red in the door so much. Zombies still look gnarly. They've really nailed the creatures from the look of them. I wasn't going to pause there.
Find him and close shut the jaws of Oblivion.
That's pretty sweet. Here we go. Deluxe Edition includes Shivering Isles and the Knights of the Nine digital story expansions, additional downloadable content. Thank you. And Armor of the Order and Armor of Cataclysm. Akatosh and Mehrunes Dagon armors, weapons, and horse armor sets. Well, I'm not going to come out of the sewers wearing them. Weapons of Order and Weapons of Cataclysm. That's pretty cool. You got the Aedra and Daedra armors. I kind of like if they were quest locked, to be honest. I just don't think... I don't know. There's something about just waltzing out of the sewers and picking up the best looking like spike armor. It looks like some S&M Torturer's armor, something out of Hellraiser, or the dragon armor of the gods that beats the Imperial dragon armor when you beat the game. Just for paying. I don't love that. The armors for the horses, I like that it's not just the horse armor DLC, but it's actually it's actually separate horse armor. I could see myself chucking the armor of Cataclysm on Shadowmere, but Shadowmere's perfect already. Anyway, it's lacking something. I can't speak to it. I'm going to play it and probably do a breakdown video after X amount of hours. How many hours do you think would be kosher to do a breakdown, to kind of give thought changes? I've done them before. I would like to talk about differences in the games and what to expect for people who buy it. Also tricks. I think it'll be really awesome for the first time for people to experience it, to learn all the new stuff without having to feel around or read a bunch of tutorials in game. 25 to 30, 40, 50, 60 to 80. 200 is enough. Hentai Spider. You're killing me. 1,000. Yeah. We already know the OG is better. 24 hours is fair in my opinion. If people don't want spoilers, they can just not. Yeah. I mean, what are spoilers outside of combat and differences? Like, if there can't be a story spoiler. Enough for a few quest completions. Yeah, I think that you're right. At least running through some of, like, say, the Mages Guild, the Fighters Guild, Dark Brotherhood, and Shivering, just to kind of get a feel for the areas and maybe, yeah, I think so. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if everybody's downloading it right now. I'm actually going to restart my download. My Australian internet. Thank you, Elon Musk. He boasts about this being the greatest thing since sliced bread, but I tell you what, it's still... I get punished here. I get punished. I'm 3 minutes out of town. 3 minutes out. There's no cable, broadband, nothing. Like, I have been enjoying streaming so much. I want to do it more. And knowing that I'm getting choked out by the upload speed potentially is actually heartbreaking. I was complaining about it today. I was like, no, I really like want to stream some more. How are you feeling overall with what you've just seen? I'm happy it has mod support because the faces were so jarring in the mouths, though I don't know if time will fix that because we always were going to be jarred a little bit. Maybe there was something more in the pocket with the faces, but I got to say, And the lighting was a little bit off for me. But again, mods can fix this. But the world looked great. Filled out better. The enemies looked phenomenal. I really liked the enemies. The running, not so much. The run cycle was still a bit funny. I like the sprint. I like the magic with the bow in hand. I'm hoping the combat looked really good, but I haven't played it, so I can't speak to it. But it looked more fulfilling. The enemies are really where I went, oh, they've somehow... Well, it's not hard to upgrade a Dramora's face. If you look at the color palette of a Dramora, it's just a blurred smudge of shit, like red and black, and it has the textures. Oblivion has a real texture problem, and you'll see even normal NPCs' faces had problems with that. So the world, the NPCs, and the combat look great. The lighting and the faces are the things that concern me, but both could be different lighting you can change. Some of the lighting looks beautiful, the night sky, the daytime clear sky, but I don't like too much shadows. I don't like to, it's washed out compared to the brightness and contrast of Oblivion, I find. And yeah, really, I think the washed out thing, but really the one thing that concerns me is the NPCs not looking at you and their facial expressions and mouths. Again, can be fixed, can be like a tweak in the rigging. As long as there's mods, I'm not actually too worried. And with Sky Oblivion, it's like a double hit of win. The fact that it's Unreal 5 means it's playable in VR. Something Sky Oblivion will never be able to do. So this is Oblivion experience for me. Yeah, I really want to film in VR, by the way. I've tried to test it. I nearly throw up all the time. I can't take the motion sickness. I've tried to train myself because I really want to film in VR because I think it would look really cool. Like a first-person run, a full first-person run in VR would be wild. Like that movie that they filmed where the dude was running around killing people. I forget what it's called. The leveling system has changed. They said it's a hybrid between Skyrim and Oblivion, more balanced and, not as janky, not doing the major skill, minor skill BS that killed it. The UI will take some getting used to, like anything. I remember Oblivion's UI back in the day really discombobulated me because it worked so well on console. But on PC, I didn't think it would work that well. But then when I went to Morrowind, because I hadn't played Morrowind much before that, I was like, oh, what's this? Then I went to Skyrim. I still have trouble with Skyrim getting items, like going to equip it. I feel like it's too condensed. It's too reduced. Does anybody else think Bethesda's doing the dirty on Sky Oblivion? No. But Sky Oblivion, they could have put the kibosh on and been litigious and just basically nixed it a long time ago if they wanted. The fact that a fan project is competing with them and could potentially show them up, make them look foolish, and they chose to allow it to happen anyway is a miracle. Nintendo, as I said before, would never let it stand. Miracle. Like, I will tip my hat. I will call out Bethesda where I feel they are being unfair to the players or they're a bit too aggressive with their monetary, like mercenary with money, whatever, not living up to standards. But this is one thing where I will always forever praise them and say, bless Bethesda for allowing the community to basically have a crack themselves. Imagine pouring out like Rebel's Eyes, the guy that's leading it. He's a great guy. Very, very, very good dude. Very helpful. He answers questions on Discord or whatever, like very engaging and humble. He messaged me one time and was like, I love your Diablo playthrough. We hadn't spoken before. He's just a really giving, kind guy who respects the community and storytelling and Oblivion above and beyond. And if you want to see a dude that's dedicated, watch his live streams on YouTube or Twitch where he'll build out little chunks of Oblivion, because I think they got like 1,000 cells, I think it's called, and these chunks of grid make up Oblivion, and they obviously have to handcraft it. They've got some tools to auto-generate it, and Rebel, will just go through. And I've spoken to a handful of the people that work on it, and they're just phenomenal. The handcrafted dungeons, I don't think Remastered is going to be able to beat the handcrafted dungeons that Sky Oblivion does. But again, the combat, because Sky Oblivion is bound to Skyrim more, the combat may be better in the Remastered. That's my take. And you know what? I would hate to make a video later being like Sky Oblivion versus Sky Oblivion Remastered, because I feel like that's kind of a kick in the teeth. If Remastered's better, imagine 100,000 hours collectively people have put their own free time in, and then I just take a big, hot, steaming dump on their work and be like, no, the Remastered's way better. Go French, guys. Like Virtua Studios. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to want to be negative towards a fan project because I know the love. But I guess they would be like, give us honesty. Who knows? But that's just me. 16 times the detail. Isn't it funny that Todd doesn't make the mistake of saying that stuff? By the way, I want a physical edition. This cover, I want this poster. Some of this art is fire. Like literally, whoever came up with the concept for this little case art, great. Whoever came up with the concept of just the burning Oblivion symbol and the Imperial Knight, like the Kirov Kavach and the Imperial armor, fire. Looks absolutely gorgeous. Which edition did you buy? I bought the big bad, whatever it is. It was $99.95 Australian. Because I'm gonna rate all of it as a YouTuber. Whenever I'm going to cover a game, I usually buy what I'm going to cover in the game. Unless, like back in the day, I would spend the money on something. Like I wasn't a big collector and I'm a bit stingy. I couldn't justify throwing $300 at collector's editions, but I think the last one I bought was Diablo 4. Before that was Diablo 3. Before that was SWTOR, the Old Republic. Literally been let down by all three of those games. So I don't need to buy physical ones. They do get me though. But I will usually get a bigger one, like, because I'm going to look at the arm. I'm going to say, is the digital content worth it? What's the first thing you'll do when exiting the sewers? I think I'm just going to run in a random direction. Unless I'm streaming. No, if we're streaming, again, I'm so scared. I'm shit scared. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm scared that if I download this and then we go to stream it, that the stream my Starlink can't handle it. It's really going to break my heart. Honestly, I'll try and do it tomorrow because it's 2:23 a.m. I'll probably sleep a couple of hours, get up, sort my son out, my little jetty, for his day, and then try and stream it. Maybe I'll play it solo if I can't get the bandwidth, because I'm literally getting a warning from YouTube Live saying, I'll paste it into the chat right now so you can see it. Probably head to Vilverin. That's the right answer. I'm such a sucker. All of you, like, you know what I used to do? Like, some of the things I used to do was head to Anvil and go find Fingleam, the helmet. Like, things like that. You know, where you have a habit. I'm going to fish out, like, a piece of weaponry or armor to aid me on, the rest of the journey. But really, I try and vary it a lot because I don't like when I habitually do the same thing over and over and over again. Man, I would have loved to have seen KOTOR 3. No, thank you, Cordero, and everybody who showed up. It's my pleasure to stream it. I would, I'd love to do more. I love streaming. I found out that is what I've discovered. Coral's my favorite city. Feels so early RPG. Coral is gorgeous. It's nice. It doesn't have any filthy Argonian. No, like, it doesn't have the problems that the southern cities of like Breville, Leeuwen have. Even Anvil to a lesser extent. Skingrad with the damn goblins. Have you noticed like the more northern cities are kind of, I don't want to say better, but they seem to be better off. I mean, Cheydinhal, obviously Count Andalin Daris is his name, is a sellout to King Helseth, and he sold the soul of the city, and he lets the Aurum gang run loose and sell skooma up in the mountains to the Kamonatong thugs at Walker Camp. Literally. They do a skooma run, and also he's aware of the Dark Brotherhood house, and he threw his wife down the stair. Like they literally spread rumors about him. I love about Cyrodiil. I love looking down from the top of the mountains at the valleys and just basking in the ambience of the world. I love visiting the cities and seeing the architecture that is inspired from the provinces that are adjacent. The fact that the Dark Elf houses from Morrowind made their way to Cheydinhal, same with Coral, with the Bretons, Brumer and the Nords, which is probably going to be more so. The inspiration will be more evident in the remaster. These little things, I don't know, they just make me so happy. What story will you create? The role play aspect. Liz, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. I feel like an NPC. Roleplay, I don't know. When I was playing the Fighters Guild, I knew that he had to be dumb because I looked at all of Modron Orain's, all of his voice lines, and he would treat you like you were dumb, so I knew you were going to be dumb. And somebody said, it sounds like you're getting more drunk. And I thought, I'm going to make this dude a drunk so that he gets fully sloshed at the end. And then I realized when I got to the end, wouldn't it be funny after we get on the bad hist sap if the experience makes him go cold turkey? He's no longer going to drink. He avows off drink. And so I did that, not funny, but good for the character development, something that would really happen. And it made sense. But then I got to the end of the quest, and when they made you head of the guild chapter and you got nothing to do except collect a fat paycheck at the end of the month, I thought, this guy would probably go back to the drink. And so then I made him, you end it, he's on the tavern floor, because now he's just got infinite resources and nothing to do. So it's kind of natural for that stuff. I don't know how much people... Oops. My bobblehead went. I don't know how much people want role play. I do not know. But if it makes sense for the voice lines, because I find them so stale, I would be interested to know if they actually wrote full lines of dialogue out instead of 2 words or 1 word like they did in the original vanilla game. Because they just, it's like Solid Snake with Metal Gear. Metal Gear, Oblivion Gate. And then it turns out to be a full sentence that somebody reacts to that you didn't actually say. I hate that shit. I love how you create those characters, so I can't wait when you do another one. Thank you. Is it Lycho Letum or Lico Letum? What's your plans for the Mages Guild character? What kind of characteristics are you going to give them? What I plan to do first is probably go through the game, do a bit of a review, play through a bit, probably do shorter versions for each quest just do like a more set playthrough with my own narration, not like a character's narration, because they take me from a month to 3 months to do the 9-hour videos. Like, they take a long time to produce. It's like a movie. And people probably won't watch them at the start because they're too busy to play. And so, I'll be doing guides and I'll be doing all the stuff that people want to see first, because you have to do some stuff like that as a YouTuber. And I really want to break down all the differences for people. But then as time goes on, because I've only got probably 8 months till Sky Oblivion comes out. Once I get through the meat and potatoes and I do every quest line flat, narrated as me, Dash, then I'll go into all of the individual quest lines and we'll build characters. I'll actually ask you guys in community chat what you want to see. I think a haughty Ultima, I really like the idea of an Ultima that is built under the, what is the sign? Not the wizard, the Atronak? I don't know, the one that makes you vulnerable to fire and elements. I feel like a haughty elf. Craig Seckler or whatever. I thought it was Sechler until Wes Johnson said it. Seckler. Yeah, my Imperial voice isn't great, so El Breton. So usually people go Breton or Altma, but I'll do a high elf and a haughty high elf, I think, for the Mages Guild. I do not fear death. What? 100% Star Wars. Luke, great to see you, my friend. Covers Knights of the Old Republic beautifully. We used to make so many more Knights of the Old Republic's videos, but the remake kind of got dropped over and over. And he said, I sent this to you on Twitter, but the people who made this remaster, Virtuous, were supporting Aspire on the KOTOR remake. And then that got cancelled. And I'm so sorry, Luke. 100% Star Wars is a phenomenal YouTuber, phenomenal guy. We commiserate with each other from time to time about the state of Knights of the Old Republic. Go subscribe to him if you like KOTOR at all. He's just great. How long do you think it will take to someone to mod in the last Argonian Maid? Soon, I hope. Dana Taku, I love to see you, bro. And your KOTOR flags. You're going to hate what I just said. I hope so. I would like to do a full reading of Lusty Argonian Maid. I need somebody else to... I could probably use an AI mod that masks my voice with an Argonian voice, so I still do the acting, but it layers her voice on top, because I can't like physically go high. I can go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, deeper. Why do I sound like I'm trying to become a Nord? Like the front of my throat is where I become a dark elf. But when I try, I can literally, when you think about your voice where it's sitting, a high elf is up here. That's my bass thing. You hear that? The guards are coming for you. Valen Dreth is my go-to. You imperial swit. It's about here. I can't go higher. So, and when I try and voice a woman, it always goes sexy. It's like a dude thing where she's like, you imperial swit. Like, it's this weird breathy thing that women don't speak like that, but it's like a compensation thing because I don't have the range. Women obviously don't speak sexy. It's just a stupid thing. I'm buying this because Star Wars Closet. He's out of the closet and into the comments. It's great to see you. I'm so sorry I say that every time I see you. The orc voice. I think this is normal. When people do voices, you have like a voice that grounds you. Like Snake is like Metal Gear, Ocelot, things like that. With Nords, Skyrim belongs to the Nords, but ain't you the high Tom Titty? You have like a word or a sentence that brings you into the character. It's so funny. All right, shoot. It is 2:33 UNWA. It's 2:33 a.m. I'm going to download this and go to bed, get up. I'm going to try and stream it. I really am. Hopefully it'll be about 5 p.m. PST, Pacific time, that I'm going to do the stream. If it doesn't work, well, then I'll start working on videos. Yeah. So I really appreciate you all coming out. I really do. It's been great. Hopefully this is everything that we've ever wanted and more. If not, we've got Sky Oblivion. So we're lucky duckies no matter what. Yeah, I'm going to get some sleep. You guys have fun. If you have fun at all, let me know, like on X or I don't have any comments. The comments of this video, just reach out to me. Discord, it's all linked in the description below. Follow me and let me know your experience, because I want to wake up, please, and just see if you've played it and what you think, because this will help me collate. It's not correlate, collate, gather information, coalesce, no, collate information, and to help with the review, you know. So I love to get different viewpoints while I'm going along. So appreciate that. I'll talk to you soon. And before I go, wait, Lico Lectum, just thank you. I've been watching you for a while. I adore your style, your aura and passion for doing. Thank you so much. I feel like I'm a dude on a verge of a breakdown. Like I didn't stream before because I feel like my energy is a lot more manic. I'm like, it's not who I am, if that makes sense. Anyway, yeah, appreciate you all. And I shall see you in about 10 hours, hopefully before. But again, let me know. Reach out. Twitter, YouTube comments, Instagram, I don't care, Discord. Throw me a message about how you've enjoyed it. Hopefully we'll wake up to that.